There was a time where I didn't know much about protests, about retaliating, about going against the government, about retaliating against the government and the country and the leaders. But I started to realize it does a lot more harm to retaliate against the government and the leaders than it does to stay quiet and not. There are three reasons which I realized, and these three are three problems that come from retaliating against the government. Even if the government's oppressive, even if the government's terrible, it's still bad to retaliate against them. These could lead to even worse problems, and it probably will lead to even worse problems. Firstly, it leads to chaos. People retaliating against the government, protesting on the streets, it just leads to chaos throughout the country, throughout the city, throughout wherever you're protesting. It just leads to chaos, it does not lead to peace. And if it does, that's only after so much chaos has already taken place. If it's a really oppressive country, some people might even be killed in the chaos by the government, by the leaders. And this just shows that it's very bad to protest, to go against government, because it does not lead to peace. If it does, it leads to more chaos than peace. It is best to obey the government in that which is acceptable, that which is like okay to obey them in. And if they actually do something which is terrible, like kill some random person, it's best not to do that. But it's best to follow them in everything that it's okay to follow them in. And it's best not to retaliate against them. Retaliation just leads to chaos. Okay, so I want you to imagine. It's a very terrible country, the leaders are very bad, and people start retaliating against the country. And they win. And the leaders fall. The leaders got killed or whatever. But they had no leader to take the place of the previous leaders. Having a bad leader, having terrible leaders, is far better than having no leaders. Why? Because with terrible leaders, you at least have some rules. At least you probably can't kill anyone, you can't do some obvious crimes. But with no leaders, there's no rules. It's just so much chaos, killing, crimes. But then what if a retaliation against the government has like a leader to take the place of the previous leaders? Well, this actually makes the problem even worse. Because someone could claim to be on the side of the people, to be against the oppressive rulers. So then they fight the oppressive rulers. And they kill the oppressive rulers, so they get them out of the country. Then the rulers that take their place, they claim to be on the side of the people, while they were in fact even more oppressive. Leading the country to even worse, to an even worse position. We look at what's happening right now. Like, we can take Iran for example. I'm not going to say anything about the rulers, anything bad or good, but the protests that are happening there. There's so much chaos in there. So many people have died, so many people have been arrested. For what? Sure, there's some talk of America coming to attack the country, but is that really worth all the people who have died, whose families now have one member lost? Or maybe far more than just one member. Is that worth all the chaos? No. And things can get even worse. These revolutions, these going against the government, has only led to chaos and bad. It has only made the world worse. We call the world a system, and our goal is to fix the system. It's a very major problem that the people go against the government because it just distracts you from what is important. It distracts you from what is good and from what we should actually focus on. If you live in an oppressive country and you think it's oppressive, do not revolt against government, but focus on what you can improve in yourself and what you can improve in the people around you. For the way to make the government good and to make the leaders good without protests, without a revolution, is to change the people, make them good, make them better. And then the leaders who are oppressive will flee. It is much more powerful for the people in the country to be good and to kind of protest, not protest, but show by example of what it is to be good, than to go on the streets and protest and chant and create chaos and die, possibly, if the country's leaders kill them. Make sure that you do not go against the government or the leaders, except in good deeds, doing as much good as you can. And all the protests and all the revolutions are a distraction in the world that we should not focus on. On the contrary, we should focus on what helps us improve and what helps us get better, understand more. Knowledge about protests is far worse than knowledge of what truly matters. If you live in a country that you think is oppressive and you're able to leave the country. I give you my permission to leave it, and you don't even need my permission to leave it. Just leave the country. That's better than protesting and dying and being arrested. Just simply leave the country to a place which is not oppressive. But do not speak bad about the country's rulers to avoid causing chaos and leading to protests and revolutions. Your words are very powerful, so do not use them in the wrong way. As I mentioned before, our goal is to fix the world, or fix the system as we call it. And we want you to help us. If this has been any benefit to you, then join the fix system. We hope that you will be among the people who helped fix the world the most. We hope that when we fix the world, when there's so much peace, no more wars, and things better than you can even imagine, you will be remembered. But do not join us to gain fame or gain some small amount of money. Do not join us for material things, but join us to fix the system, make an improvement in the world. And the system is broken, so it must be fixed.